end of the month. This is my face right now, but it's okay. My kids aren't asleep yet either, so I'm sorry in advance. But Doris is snuggling daddy and the boys are in bed, so we'll see how it goes. I just really felt today on my drive to work this morning, I was just like, what a month. What a month we had, guys. I just don't even have any words. I mean, it's just so incredible what can happen when we just pray about it, first and foremost, when God's at the center of it all, and when we just let him lead it. Our big fat hairy goal was 42 and we got 91. What is even? Yeah, did you just hear that? Did you hear Jameis? They're in there talking about the big fat hairy goal. So I don't know if you guys can fathom how big that is. I'm hoping that Megan, we always talk about third-party validation with three-way chats. Megan's going to bring our third-party validation in, so that, because in our world, in our team, our little tiny little team, you guys don't even realize what you did this month. And I'm not sure that I can put it into words, actually, but it's huge. It is so, so big. And I'll talk a little bit just about my experience with momentum and mistakes that I've made, actually. And so I want to share that so that you guys don't make those mistakes, right? Because I went through that and it was tough. But the momentum that we have right now is incredible. And I cannot say, I love working with all of you guys, and I'm so happy that Megan could be on our call tonight. And I really wanted it to happen tonight, because I feel like we've got 14 days before the codes expire from all of our people in March. So there are 91 people from March that have 3 free codes. And so my goal and my vision is that every single one of them gets the opportunity to go silver if they want to. They just need 3 people. And I got big dreams, guys. I got big goals this month. And I really think that we can have a super high percentage of those people that can go silver if we just present it in the right way and do our part in it. So I just want to welcome Megan on, and we will just kind of chat from there. So thank you, Megan, for coming.
Yeah, guys, you need to clap for yourselves. You had let me think, I think 4th highest recruitment of all the teams on one team. So that is huge. I mean, especially given the fact that you guys are a young team and that you're a senior gold team. So that is incredible. And you guys have the potential to actually double promote in April. I don't know if you guys know that, but you guys could be a senior Ruby team by the end of April, because you guys have added so many people to your teams, and you're going to help all of those people share with 3 people. So, okay. So I don't know if it would be most helpful, Melinda, you could maybe speak into this, if you want me to just dive into some of the getting started things and talk about following up, and maybe you can share some of the space of, mistakes that you've made, or if you want me to share my story. Well, what do you feel like would fit the most for this call?
I think that I have basically 4 things written down that I really think that we should talk about tonight. And the first one is customer care. I can tell you that when I first started sharing, I had, January, I started sharing a year ago, January, and I had some pretty good momentum. I had some good months recruitment wise. And then in June, they had that, I think it was June or July, they had that crazy special, I think it was $10 enrollment. And our team enrolled 28 people. And so we enrolled 28 people. And then I just didn't even know, I didn't do what I needed to do. I didn't make sure that my people were taking care of their people. I kind of, the gal that we were listening to earlier tonight, what's her name? I'm so bad with names. Jennifer, thank you. She was talking about just taking care of your people and not, and she said, I just assumed that they were going to do it. And if they don't do it, then that's their own deal. Well, that was my mindset, which is a terrible, terrible mindset to have, right? Because the people that we got started, they have got to have, we're their lifeline. And so if we don't take care of them and we don't speak into them and we don't give them education beyond what we've already done, like signing them up is the first step.
Mhm.
And so it's so important to just keep them connected. And I think the education actually after signing them up is the most important part, because that's when they become invested in it, and they really truly see what it can do for them. And so I really feel like, okay, get the products in their hands. That's the most important part, because if if the products aren't in their hands, they can't start, right? But once the products are in their hands, we have to just keep connecting them with information, and it has to be kind of sprinkled. Like, it can't be overwhelming, but you have to just kind of keep bringing them back to it and checking in on them. And so customer care, guys, is going to be just so huge this month, because we have so many new people. Like, every single one of those people has got to be taken care of. And so that was one of my bullet points tonight, is customer care. And I know that I've shared that graphic before of like week 1, this is what we do, week 2, week 3, week 4. That's going to be our baby this month. I mean, truly. And just, I can't tell you how hard it was for me to see all of that recruitment that I had done and then see those people fall off. And they fell off because it was my fault. Like, I truly, with 100% faith, believe that the only reason that Plexus products don't work for people is that they don't take the products right. And, obviously some of that's on them, but a lot of it's on us. Like, we have to make sure that they know how to take them, and that we don't work with them through like detox, and we don't work with them through what they need to be doing. And so I didn't do that. So I don't want you guys to make that mistake, because I had a lot of recruitment. Like, I remember a call, Megan, that we did, and you had said something about just the numbers that I did for recruitment, but I lost so many of those people. So we had that crazy month in July, and then I started a new job in the fall, and I just was like, I was overwhelmed. But and I don't look back at that and regret it, because I'm just going to move forward. However, I recognize that I made those mistakes, and customer care was huge, and I didn't take care of my people. So that's one bullet point. The second bullet point that I want to talk about are events. So these little events, guys, I'm telling you what, they're like magical because it's so easy to schedule the posts and then do a live video at the beginning and then do a live video at the end. And if your people are willing to do a live video, that's awesome. Like, do the scary things, right? But if they're not, that's totally fine too. I can do a live. I've done that for several of you guys. And then you can end, or I can do both of them. It's just whatever you're comfortable with. But the events, guys, the events are huge. And I have found when I ask people, they are not threatened by someone asking them, hey, will you have an online party? I've been doing these. They're just like kind of like a Norwex party or a jewelry party. And you could get the cost of your products paid for and then some. You could make like $422, right? And so it's all about the way that we ask. And so I think I've shared that verbiage a little bit, and I'm working on it. I think that it's really important that we choose the right words when we ask that question, because if we ask it in the wrong way, they think that we're asking them to run a business, and getting your products paid for is not running a business. Like, you guys know that. You guys are running a business. I am running a business, but our people that we're going to get to silver, they're not running a business. They're just they're going to get some party rewards, right? That's how I think of it, because in their mind, I'm telling you, like, it's completely, their perspective's totally different than if you say, hey, what do you think about Sharon? What do you think about making you know what I mean? It's just different. And so I just really feel strongly about the events, because they have been really good for people and just getting that exposure to the products. And then the other thing that I want to talk about is just having the same system every time we talk to someone. And so Megan, I asked Jennifer, right? Jennifer, I asked her earlier on that call about a visual. So I'm just such a visual person. And she was talking about a vision board. So guys, I also want to encourage you to have a vision board, just like my chalkboard. Mm-hmm. It's like literally $10 to paint a square on your wall of chalkboard paint. And that vision board has just been a game changer for me, because I have to see things. They have to be in front of me every single day. So it's in my kitchen because I'm in there all the time. So, but the vision board, and just having a visual of the same system that we do every single time when we talk to someone. That way, when you guys start having your people share, and they start having three-way conversations with you. You have in your mind, okay, this is what I ask each time. And yes, you cater it to their situation and what they're struggling with when you answer those questions, but it's kind of the same process every time. Mm-hmm. So I just want to have a visual so that all of us are on the same page in our minds of, okay, this is what I do first, and then this, and then this, and then this, and having the organization of having all of those links to the shareables easily accessible, because it's just so much faster that way, and they've got to all be in the same place if it's in your bookmarks or if you've got the links in your notes in a folder or however, but they got to all be in the same place. And then the last thing is momentum that I want to talk about. And Megan, I think that probably you can just speak into that, because here we are. And I know how big it is. Like, I know how big it is. I want everybody to understand just the opportunity that is here right now, and how important it is to take advantage of that momentum that's here right now, because we will build our own momentum. You guys have built our own momentum because you have been so gritty and just working every single day. But we have to take advantage of it now. So I just rambled for a very long time. Those are my bullet points: customer care, events, having the same system across the board, and momentum.
Yeah, and I love that Jennifer on that call. I don't know how many people on this call were on her call, but I love that she said that basically March was a beautiful marriage of company incentive plus committed ambassadors that put it into action. And she said momentum is basically the measuring the speed of a moving object. And so I think the biggest thing after a huge recruitment month, sometimes there's a little bit of a tendency or a desire to just like sit back and just let it happen. And basically, like Melinda said, you just be like, well, if they want to do it, they'll do it. Or we have this, I mean, I totally had that mindset too, like kind of the hands-off approach. That was my mindset. Like, well, they'll see what I'm doing and they'll do it. If they want to share, they'll go share. If they're not going to love the products, then that's their own deal because everything's accessible to them. But what I lacked was that connection piece and that relationship, and really having a system for myself of being organized enough to have my people written down where I can see them, just like Melinda was saying. But I don't actually have my binder in here, but I have a little notebook that I can bring. It's portable. It's about this size, and I can bring it with me. So I threw it in my bag today because I went and ran errands, but there's blank spaces in my errand running, right? And so I was making sure I was connecting with the people I needed to connect to. I wrote down my list of new ambassadors that I'm being intentional about connecting with because I want to plug them in. I mean, I included people from January, February for sure. I think my January people are on there too, but because I want to plug them in, I want to tag them when I see information that comes across that would be helpful to them. I want to make sure that I'm touching base with them at least on a weekly basis. But I'll go over, I think maybe for the purpose of this call, if you guys want to hear my story, I would be happy to tag you guys in that because I have it recorded. You guys can hear a little bit of my brain space and my story. And I think I'll just go over some specific things for you guys tonight. And then if you want to ask questions about how I got started or what my mindset was after we kind of go through that, then we can totally talk about that. But if you're feeling like, whoa, plexus whiplash, the last month was crazy, and then we're hopping right into April. But I would just say, like, let's not forget to be grateful. Like, think about if all of those people were in your living room. Like each one of you, I don't know if everyone, I mean, all of you did an amazing job in March. And so picture those 6 people or however many people you added to your team last month in your living room. Like, how awesome is that? Melinda would have 90 people in her living room. And a lot of us, I don't know if you guys feel this way, but, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with starting Plexus for the business, but a lot of us start the business or start sharing and organically kind of like accidentally becomes a business because people come to us and they're like, I love these products. What do I need to do to like share? Like, I love this. I want to do this. So it kind of organically morphs into something bigger than that, what we imagined. But like, what an opportunity. Like, 90 people came to Plexus, or you know, they're coming for different reasons. Maybe they joined to be nice to you, just to do a favor for a friend. Maybe they have a need of some sort. Actually, I would say all of those people have a need of some sort. Maybe they don't realize it yet. But what a place of impact, because you are connected with them. You can pour into them. You can encourage them. And it doesn't just have to be Plexus and health. It could be maybe they're discouraged in their walk with the Lord, or maybe you can inspire them to exercise more, or whatever the things are. Maybe they're struggling in their mindset or their belief, just in general about life, their positive mindset. We have an opportunity with those people. And so just like let that sink in. It's huge. That's awesome. I know the biggest thing that a lot of us are just thinking about is like, how do I help all 90 of these people have great results, stay committed, stay consistent? And I just want to go over with you 3 things that Jessica Heffley shared with me. And I think they are absolutely foundational to helping people have success and stay and retain. Basically, that means they're going to stay on the product. So the first thing, actually 4 things. The first thing is set the expectation. This is something that I do now when I'm enrolling people. I try to, as much as possible, enroll them over the phone so that I can go over their health goals with them, so I can ask them the questions, so we can kind of delve, into what's really going on with them. And so I can make a really great product recommendation and then go over those things. But I set the expectations that it's not a quick fix. It's going to take time. And so I let them know, like, you need to do it for 90 days, at least 3 to 6 months, to see the results that you're wanting to see. And you're going to stay consistent, and we're going to connect. Like every week I'll message you or text you, which way do you prefer? And I sometimes even will just say, I've had so many people ghost on me, like they join for products and then they do not respond back. So tell me what way you like to chat. Like I can send an email, or I can do text, or I can call you, whatever, Facebook Messenger. But I just want to connect with you because I'm committed to your success. So I think setting the expectation just kind of lets them know the parameters. Like you're not just looking for a quick sale. You truly want them to have results. Okay, so that's that. That was kind of like side note, bonus point. Okay, so the first thing is success on the products is related back to follow-up. Okay, follow up, make it your job to follow up 4 times in their first 4 weeks. And if there's some people that no matter what you do, they're just not going to commit. They won't respond back to you. And then 4 weeks later, they've been inconsistent and they fall off the products because they're like, well, they don't work. Okay, if you feel like you're a failure for that, do not feel that way. Because if you have followed up consistently and faithfully every week for their first 4 weeks, you have done your job. Okay, they've reneged on their end of the bargain. Okay, I did want to screen share really quick because I feel like this would be helpful for you guys to see. So if you guys are familiar with this graphic, I think this is what Melinda was referring to when she said this is our Bible for the month. Follow up in the first 30 days. So if you haven't listened to Emily Gibson's her video on this, it's really helpful. But basically it gives like week 1 what to say. And it says, hey, Ashley, have you gotten your products yet? Like I would do this verbatim. I would make this your system from here on out. The first week, just copy that. I'm so excited for you. And if they've received their products, you say, hey, how'd you like the taste of the pink drink? Tell me what you thought. Okay. So this is like making sure, baby steps, making sure they have the information and that they have access to you. And we have to initiate with people because a lot of times they won't. I know I didn't message my sponsor when I was gassy and bloated. It's like, oh my word, right? So we have to initiate that. And while I'm talking about that, when I start people, usually right off the bat, I send them the starter graphic that Amy made because she's awesome at making graphics. So I send them one of those starter graphics. Those are all in the album on the team page called Graphics to Save. I've put all of those graphics in there, so save them to the notes of your phone or just keep them there, and then when you need it, you can go grab it. So I send them that, and then I send them my little starter video on like triplex, just so they have something interactive to watch. And then I just tell them, hey, message me when your products come. So that's the 3 things that I do when I start someone. Besides being on the phone with them, I prefer to be on the phone. Okay, week 2, you're going to check in. Hey, are you getting into a good rhythm? Do you feel like you're taking your products consistently? Are you drinking your water? And are you going to the bathroom 2 to 3 times a day? Okay, and if they're having issues, pencil that in, okay? And then week 3, so go through this and do what the specific things that she's asking. I would also say you can even be more pointed and detailed. You can say, hey, how's the water intake coming? Are you drinking half your body weight in ounces every day? Because a lot of times people think they're drinking their water and they're really not. You're like, yeah, I drink an 8-ounce bottle because it's more than they have done before, right? And then week 3, you're asking specific pointed questions about detox. Hey, are you having any bloat this week? Hey, have you noticed any headaches or anything like that? It's completely normal not to have detox symptoms, but it is also completely normal to have detox symptoms. And so we just have to prep people for that, like not scare them about it, but just say, hey, if you're having that, like totally normal. I had the same thing, okay? So if you haven't watched Emily's video about that, I would definitely take a peek at that. There's a file on the team page about Candida die-off. There's also one about if your people are on thyroid meds, they need to make sure that they space out their products. And then you want to go watch it with them? Okay, go right in there just for a few minutes. Can you shut my door, please? They can watch it. Samuel, you can watch it with me until I'm done. Okay, and then Melinda, this might be the little graphic that you're thinking of. This is Brooke Hemingway's Road to Recruiting graphic, but it's totally leads you through like what question to ask and then what to say next. Or, hey, what are your health goals? So these are my top 3 questions I always ask people. It's like, what are your health goals? Are you on any meds? And do you have any bathroom issues or allergies? Because I feel like that gives me insights into what's going on in their health. And then from there, a lot of times I'll send a third-party tool. Like I do that Super Saturday system is ask a question, boom, do you mind if I send you a quick video? And then I'll send either the little 1-minute triplex video or the ambassador stories that has Shoshana in it, or the one with Abby Kappa, more about the business, depending on what the person is interested in. So I let that third-party tool work for me, okay? So yeah, that's that. And this is all in the team page. There's one file that has these 5 graphics in there. And when we come on Saturday, I actually have a lot of these printed out that I can hand out to you, so you have a hard copy of them. Okay, and then this last graphic, oops, it's like being weird. Hang on, let me see if I can move this. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this last graphic, can you guys see that okay? Developing silvers, it's basically this system that you're going to use basically for your brain so that you know where people are at. So it's going back to like what Melinda said about the hosting the events for people. Ask the question. For me, the question is, hey, what are your thoughts about sharing? I always try to approach that now in every single conversation I have when I'm signing someone up is I just ask them that. I used to be super scared of that question because I felt like they won't share, that person won't share. I totally prejudged people, and that's unfair to them because you're not letting them know the potential. So when I ask them what their thoughts are about sharing, I be quiet and let them tell me. And then I build belief in them. Like if they tell me, well, I want to have a testimony first. To that, I usually say, well, yeah, like I totally get that. For me, I shared before I had a testimony, and it actually really helped encourage me because I saw other people's health changes like right alongside mine. And I give people room. Like if they don't want to share yet, I'm like, that's totally fine. One thing that happened to me is like, I felt like God put people on my heart that were struggling with autoimmune issues, or I knew that they had gut issues, or I knew they wanted to stay home with their babies or whatever. So it's kind of like, if you start to get people put on your mind, like I feel like they're there for a reason. So I kind of just plant those seeds for people because they will start thinking about that. Or even like, who do you know that we could help? Okay. So depending on their answers, you're going to put them in one of 3 buckets. Okay. Number 1 is someone that says, well, I want to try it first, or, well, I don't think I'm interested in that. They're going to be a product user, and you're going to help them be a committed, loving Plexus product user. Okay. Because happy product users can turn into diamonds. I'm just saying. Okay. And then number 2 is kind of a baby step person, someone that's like, yeah, I'm kind of interested in getting my products covered. Okay, they'll probably go silver in a month. And then the all-in people are like, heck yeah, I'll host an event, or, you know, I'll co-host a little event with you, or I'll let you host a party for me. What do I need to do, right? Those are your all-in people, and the goal is to get them silver in a week, or I would say even in their first 14 days, because that fast start silver, I would tell all of your new people about it. Don't make it weird. Just say, hey, I just like to let all of my new ambassadors know about this. May not be for you, but I know everyone has 3 people they can help. And if you help 3 people in your first 14 days, you can make up to $422. So kind of a sweet little return on investment. What are your thoughts about making a little post? Okay, so don't be afraid to ask them that, and just say that. And this is my system, and you will kind of fine tune your system as you sign up people and as you help people get started, as you're working through the things. It's not necessarily something that I can like tell you, oh, this is the verbiage that you say. Like, I'm telling you how I shared or what I say, but it'll end up becoming like kind of like riding a bike. Like, you'll get better at it and you'll be more comfortable with it, and you won't fumble over your words. Like, I feel like I do that, but it's okay. Like, that's just how we learn. Like, you learn by doing it. And I would second the thing about the events. Those are so highly effective. And I feel like it gives me something specific to do for them to help them increase their odds of going silver. Because in the process of hosting an event, they're going to post about it at least once, maybe more than that. You're going to be reaching out to people that basically acquire the skill set within like a couple of days. So if they are open to hosting an event, I get it on the calendar right away. And for me personally, I'll host a couple back to back because I can pre-schedule the posts. And now with that new template, there's less posts. It's super cute. And I just had to pop on live at the beginning. And usually I have the person pop on live at the end, even if they don't have a story yet. I just have them share like what they're excited about Plexus, why they're excited. Because even if they don't have a story, they can get a couple of accountability partners to do it with them. So I will also were you guys on Jordan's call this morning? I so missed that, unfortunately. But I did see did you guys see this, the PDF from Genevieve? I really liked it. So basically it goes over, she basically did a March debriefing, like just basically looking at the successful behaviors to encourage duplication. So like in the beginning of March, we obviously had clear specific goals. Like, we wanted to earn the iPad. What made it work was that everyone was working on the same goals. And then there was a simple call to action to join, right? Because our main goal was to get people through the funnel. I mean, not that it was all about us earning the iPad, but like we had to like get that happening quickly. And then we had what made it work. Basically, behaviors to encourage duplication is recognition. And that's a piece that I would say I feel like our team does really well. And I'm feeling like that's duplicating a lot, where people are shouting out their people, you know, as they earn the iPad, or they made that active leader achiever award thingy that we kind of created for people that added 3, right? So I wasn't on the call, so I'm just looking at these visuals because I'm a visual person. So I loved it said leverage new ambassador offers. If all else fails, teach me +3 and repeat it at all levels, which me +3 is basically helping your people go silver, just going back to the power of 3. It's like super simple because like Melinda said, everyone knows 3 people. And to make it easier for people, they sign up 3 people in their first 14 days with $199 welcome packs. They get $422. And just to park on the $199 pack thing, I just tell people, like, if you want the best deal and you want the most comprehensive set of products that's going to get you the best results the fastest, do the $199 packs. It's like a bulk order. Plus, there's $10 off for new people. Did you guys see that? And then there's free enrollment codes for anyone that joined in March. They get 3 free enrollment codes. And anyone that goes silver in April also gets the 3 free enrollment codes. So it's like giving people a reason to chat about Plexus because they were gifted. Basically, their peeps can join for free. So, I mean, meaning the joining thing is free. They just have to buy their set of products. So I think it gives us opportunities to talk to our new people because they all have 3 enrollment codes, right? And then, and then our people have that same opportunity to chat with some people, like their mom, their BFF, their sister, whoever, people they work with. But I liked just this. Can you guys see this little visual, this little bubble? Have you considered getting your products paid for this month? Like, we don't have to overthink it. It can be as simple as that. And then they might say, well, how do I do that? And then you just focus on simplicity, like, hey, 3 friends. For me, it was my mom, my sister, and my best friend's mom. And then when they create up, when they bring up objections, like, well, I don't want to sell things. And then validate their concerns. Like, this is something, because I'm not overly empathetic. I'm like, well, who cares? Just go do it, right? I'm learning to validate people's feelings more, and like use the feel, felt, found method. Are you guys familiar with that? Remember Jessica sharing that? It's by Sarah Robbins. Melinda, you might put that in your team thread. It's like a short little video where she's like, when someone brings an objection to you, you can say like, oh my word, I felt the same way. Because most of us felt the same way as the person that we're signing up, or the person that is considering sharing, right? And then you can explain why. We're not selling, we're sharing our stories. And it's just using an easy system. Okay, so you're basically making them feel comfortable, guiding and supporting them, and then providing them resources, which I feel like are those little videos, those little third-party tools. So if they say yes, just like we talked about, you help them pick a time for their little Facebook event, and you help them make their first post. And then, you shout them out for going silver. So it's, using the simple system. And I think, this is another thing. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. And just like Jennifer was talking about on that call, is like, she's like, I don't do scripts. I don't copy paste a bunch of stuff to people. It's like, you have to use your own intuition and kind of like what feels organic and intuitive. And if you struggle with that, like, get with Melinda or get with your sponsor and just say, hey, can you look at some of my messages and tell me what your thoughts are? And it's just like talking to people in normal life, right? You just, I feel like, have to use some of those same things. And then the other thing I will say really quick is, are you guys all using the Dough app? That takes like all the brain space out of it. I'm a huge fan of the Dough app. I'm hearing multiple people say like, well, it's not in my budget, but I'm like, chalk it up as a business expense. I mean, if you signed up one ambassador in March, you can afford it. Use that business building bonus and buy your month of Dough app, because it literally makes it fun, because it celebrates you after you get your people messaged. You can download your ambassadors and your customers in there. So it literally sends you your 5 new people to reach out to, your 5 customers, or however many. You can set it up for whatever you want, but you can make sure that you get that done even on the busiest of days, because you have it there. Like, boom, 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 boom. You go click it, do it, and you're done. So that's my little, I don't get kickbacks from the Dough app. I'm just saying, use the new resources that we have to make it simpler. Like, I'm all about working smarter, not harder. And to viewing, it's all about mindset, like viewing things as an investment instead of a cost. Same thing goes for convention. Are y'all registered for convention? Hurry and go register because I did not go to my first convention and I regret it. I think how much mindset work I would have not maybe have had to do if I would have just been 3 days with Plexus people, encouraged, poured into, given bigger vision instead of having to muddle my way through my first year. So all that to say, make sure you're registered for convention. Plus, it's going to be fun and we're going to have a blast together. New ambassadors can get free enrollments plus $10 off the $199 packs. Yes. And anyone that goes silver on your team in April also has access to 3 new and free enrollment codes. So it's like this lovely duplication thing. And if you're working on convention prizes, which y'all should be, that's why you should make sure you register, because you will get paid that cash for the prizes that you earn as long as you're registered. So that would behoove every one of us to get registered and work on those convention prizes, because if you develop a silver, you get 75 credits. If you add a level 1 ambassador, you get how many? 20. I don't know. It's tiered, but it's definitely in favor of you adding your own personally sponsored ambassadors and helping people go silver.
Yeah, can I say something about convention?
Yeah.
Okay, so another mistake that I made, because I make them all, convention wasn't even on my radar last year. And because I was like, there's no way I can go, right? That's what my mindset was. And by the end of April last year, Megan, I don't know if you remember, but I know that I got winner's dinner, and I was very close to the next one. And I wasn't even, it wasn't on my radar. So I wasn't even working towards it. And then I was so mad at myself because I hadn't signed up for convention. And then I was on a waiting list. And then Megan was trying to get us to be there, and it just didn't work out for us to go. But guys, like, you have no idea what can happen. And so, I mean, your credits could go crazy this next month. The silvers, the 75 points, the 75 credits for silvers, is nuts. I mean, you could just completely blow it out of the water. So don't ever think that like that couldn't happen. So please just get registered, because if you're not registered and you earn the cash prizes, like she just said, you don't get them. You don't have to necessarily be there to get the cash prizes, but you have to be registered. So yeah, just my thought there. And then there was something else that I wrote down when she was just talking about the Dough app. I can get you guys connected with that. I haven't used it as much. I did the beta testing thing, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. And then March happened. So the John Maxwell video, I think it was John Maxwell. I'm very bad with names, but I think I shared it in the thread the other day. He was talking about chopping down a tree. And so if you take your axe and you walk up to this tree every day and you hit it 5 times, but you do that every single day, and you do that over and over and over again, eventually this ginormous tree comes down, right? And so I've just had that on my mind every day of just do the 5 things, right? Do the high 5, do those 5 things every single day, and just crazy things are going to happen. And so I should repost that to the thread. He kind of almost like, he says it so many times that it like really sticks with you, and it's like, okay, you need to stop now. However, it's like, it's so true though, you know, if you just do the things every single day. This business is the sky truly is the limit. Like, there's no limiting what you can do. There's no boss telling you you're only going to make this much an hour and you're going to cap out 2 years from now, because quite honestly, guys, in my teaching profession, I'm going to cap out and very quickly. And that is what I will make the rest of my life if I continue teaching. And so just the business side of it, of the freedom that you can have, whether that's so that you can get your groceries paid for, or whether that's so that you can get your products paid for, or maybe you need a new car, or maybe you have a dream to build a house, or whatever it is, you know, that big fat hairy goal out there. Like, there's nothing stopping you except yourself. And it took a lot of hard lessons for me to realize that, but I'm okay with it, because now, like, okay, I got it, I get it, and there's nothing that will stop me other than myself. So I just have to get out of my own way and give it to God and be his hands of it, you know? So anyway, I'm super passionate about it, guys. I'm sorry, I'm a little overwhelmed still.
I realized that I forgot to give them the other keys to retention. I got off on a tangent because we were talking about helping people have success on the products and following up 4 times in their first month. But the other 2 things I'll just say really quick. The second thing is culture. Help them plug into something that's bigger than themselves. So when they get added to the team page, or they get invited to the event that we're hosting this weekend, or whatever it is that you can help them be part of, people want to belong to something. They want to be invested in something outside of themselves. And then number 3 is help them go silver. So basically help them help someone. So those are the 3 keys to retention, in case you were taking notes. Were there any questions you guys had specifically? Like, I know, I don't know how many of you, I'm assuming most of you were on that other call with Jennifer. Oh, I guess I talked about my story on her call. Never mind. I'm like getting confused on what calls I was on. But if you have specific questions about like my story or Melinda's story, or how we even like came around to the idea of sharing, because both of us joined, right, for products. Did you join for business, Melinda? Was it on
No,
the screen?
I told you, you asked what my thoughts were about sharing. And I was like, there's no way I'm ever doing that ever. I will not do that. I literally remember the conversation that I had with Chandler. And I was like, she just asked me to post something on Facebook. Can you believe that? I'm never doing that. And what did I delete? Oh, I deleted the Facebook app. Not because of you. Well, not because of you. I was like, I'm just done with Facebook. I'm done. But I said, absolutely not. I will never, ever, ever do that. But then it's like completely changed my life. And so I feel like, when that happens, guys, people are going to want to tell people about it. It's just naturally it happens. And so, yeah.
Mm-hmm. What was the clicker for you? Like when you actually got consistent on the products and saw health change?
I think that, so I took them for 3 months and then I quit because I was home with Doris and I wasn't getting a check. And I was off of them for 7 months. And then I told Chandler I'm going to buy this for myself for my 32nd birthday because I have to, because I was just in such a bad spot health wise and just feeling awful every day and exhausted and drinking coffee all day long and eating sugar all day long and just bad. And then Lynn Howersel had an event in Pella, and I don't exactly remember. I think you guys advertised maybe like I still saw it on one team, or I saw it on your page because we were Facebook friends, and I was like, I'm going to go to that. And it took a lot of courage to go to that, but I went to it, and you guys offered to meet with me for coffee the next day, and you met with me, and I was like, okay. And I just felt like, I remember sitting in that coffee shop thinking, this could be the freedom that we have been looking for, because financially, I mean, we were living paycheck to paycheck. Like, not even, I wouldn't even call it paycheck to paycheck, because it was more like, okay, which one are we going to pay this month? Because we have a herd of cows and they just take it all. Quite honestly, they take it all. And we have student loans and we have debt. And so I just remember thinking like this, I just saw it. I talked to you guys and I caught that vision. And that's why I want you guys to come so badly next weekend, because there's just something about like the realness of being around people that we work with all the time, but then it's real. Like you're in the same room as them and you're talking to them. And so it was 100% for me when I met with you guys for coffee, and I left there and I was like, okay, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I had a little break there when I started my new job.
That's
but
okay.
it's okay. There's seasons, and I'm figuring that out too, that there's just different seasons in this business. And what's beautiful about it is that that's okay, because it's not something that you are, I don't know how to explain that. I know we've talked about that before, Megan, just the different seasons that you're in your business.
Yeah. There's different seasons for sure. And who we are really affects this business. So like if you're struggling, then a lot of times your business will struggle. But like that's the beautiful thing, is like it's a journey of personal growth. It's a journey of discovering who you are and who God made you to be and how you can be a healthier person and a better person. And so, and there's sometimes, where life circumstances, I have a friend, a sweet, great friend who actually joined for the business. My husband, Chad with her husband is like, you guys need to do this. But her mom, like unexpectedly, like 6 weeks ago, found out she has like stage 4 pancreatic cancer. So like the whole of March, she's out. My friend, she's like, checking on her people, but she's enjoying the fruits of residual income. She'll be senior Ruby in April. Like her team killed it last month. And so that's the beauty of like, if you have to step back and you have built a team up to a certain point, like you have that freedom to do that and you still get paid. So it's, such a huge, huge, huge blessing. But yeah, that event is Saturday, and there's like, you can come and go. Like if you can't come to the evening thing, you can come to hang out with us in the morning. And it'll be really fun. I'm looking forward to the time, and bring your new people, guys. Like we're going to chat products. We're going to talk like our health stories, and like, it'll be a blend of everything, and just helping people, like, I don't know, just chatting with people that are in the same boat. Like we all have the same goals, which is to get healthier. A lot of people are coming because they're intrigued by the sharing aspect and intrigued by the opportunity part. So yeah, we don't come to Pella very much, like once a year maybe. I mean, we were there last year at Tulip Time, and I think we did it when. Oh, and then actually Super Saturday was hosted in Des Moines. That's why we connected with you, because we did an event for Lynn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, if you're able to rearrange your schedule a little bit so you could come even for a portion of it, that'll be awesome. So anyways, yeah, definitely invite your people and connect your people to that. I need to share that graphic again, and we can put it in the threads to remind people. So, alrighty. Any other quick questions, guys?
Can I just say one more thing?
Yeah.
I guess I just want to talk a little bit about like the fears that people on this team faced this last month and the big things that they did. And I think you guys, if you could just put in the chat thread like something that you did that was scary and just the growth you felt from it, because I just feel like our fears are so crippling to us. And when we do those scary things, it's like so freeing. And our self-confidence just completely skyrockets, right? And there were so many people that did stuff this month that I'm like, oh my goodness, like you guys, you know, yeah. So just think about that. Think about the scary things that you did and that you conquered. And Megan was talking about the personal growth. I can't tell you just the growth that has come for me just in the past year. And that time when I did have that season where I wasn't working as much as I should have been, I was just in a spot where personally I needed to get it figured out. I mean, quite honestly. But the growth that has come for me just in my faith and my relationship with God, like, you know, above all, that has just been so big. And just not caring what people think. I can see it happening in you guys because I know that that is such a big thing for some of you. I've talked with you about that, and it's happening where you just don't care. And it's becoming more and more. I don't care because you see what the products have done for people and how they absolutely changed their lives. And so for me, when that fear starts to creep in, because it still does sometimes, I think about the people that I personally have gotten started, who have their lives back, who are the moms they want to be now, because they were struggling so bad, you know, they were going to bed when they got home, or whatever. Or like Heather, you have your life back now, you know, and you did such a scary thing sharing on Happy Half Hour, like just incredible things. So anyway, I just want to see it in the comments because I think that it's so important to recognize those things because it's such a huge part of your growth, your personal growth. And this business is 100% about personal growth, and working through who we are, I guess, as people. So yeah. I have to look here, guys. Hosting the event. Yeah, Rose, you went live. It was so awesome. And you are such an incredible like public speaker. I was actually feeling like, oh my goodness, man, she's killing it. I need to work on my game a little bit. Yes, sharing with people you barely even talk to, Angelica. Awesome.
Live on Facebook was Angelica too. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
she totally did one. Cool. Yeah.
Rose is a crazy good speaker.
Did you hear that? Chandler just goes, Rose is a crazy good speaker. Oh. Well, I don't know that I have anything else, Megan. I don't know if you have something else you want to share. I'm just super excited about the month. I think for me, I always have a big picture in my brain. And so I see our big picture this month, customer care and events. Like those are the two things that just really stick out to me, I guess, as far as like my big picture, taking care of the people that we've already gotten started. And events are actually part of that, because if we can get them to silver and get their products paid for, the belief building that happens during that, I mean, it's all kind of just connected. And so, yeah, That's what I see. But I'll be asking you guys for your goals, obviously, like what your personal goals are for the month. We have to set another big fat hairy goal. What is it called, Megan? Like, I just call it that, and I know it's not what it's called.
Is it big?
Do you
Isn't it
know off
called
the
a
top?
BHAG? Big
BHAG, but I don't know.
audacious goal.
Say that one more time.
Big hairy audacious goal.
Oh, I kind of like big fat hairy goal. We're gonna,
That's me too.
but yeah. Anyway, so we'll be talking about our goals and stuff too. What questions do you guys have for us?
I had so many questions when I started. I just want to like be in the presence of Jessica Halfley. Like I wanted her brain space delivered to me because I was like, I had so many questions. Like, could this work for me? Is this real? Like, could I do this, or is that just for people out there? That's what this event on Saturday is to help with too, is just like connect with and hear other people's stories. That's the beautiful thing, is like also seeing successful people and be like, if they can do it, I can do it. You know, just normal people. Rose has no idea what to do next.
You want me to go? You go.
Oh, I thought you were going to answer her.
Oh, I can.
Angelica says,
so Rose, I think. Oh, let me see.
I need to learn to be consistent and learn more about plexus in general. You can learn you can learn as you go, you know. Don't feel like you have to know it all before you share or before you do the things, you know.
Yeah, I would definitely second that. Like, we don't want to become the experts by any means. We just need to be the means to get them the information that they need. And I think that my brain is like a perfect example of this, because I do not retain information that I don't use like absolutely every day. So obviously, like, I've learned as I went, because I do use a lot of the stuff every day, but you just have to know how to get them the right information. So I feel like, you know, as a teacher, like teachers beg, borrow, and steal, right? So I don't recreate the wheel for anything. I just know where to find the answers. And so it's just a part of that. But don't ever feel like you have to be an expert on the products, because I think that just comes over like years, you know? And then Rose, you said you don't know what to do next. I think just as far as like posting goes, it's really important to post things from your personal life and have people see you just as the person that you are. And then, you know, you can throw something in there about gut health every once in a while, but we can work closely together and get you the posting stuff that you need, like if that's what you're needing, because I think the more personal your posts are, the better. But I also realize that, you know, we don't have time to sit down and write a post for half an hour each day. And so we can get you connected with people that are really good at that. And you can, you know, take theirs and change it and make it your own. So that's really important. But also, Rose, for your 6 people, we just need to ask them if they want to have an event. And so I think that's the next thing that we need to do. You want to add to that, Megan?
Yeah, I would say, like, over the past 4 years, I mean, people interact with my posts now about plexus because I have so many plexus people in my life, but like non-plexus people, they typically don't. But they'll watch and they'll be intrigued. And some people won't join you until you earn your Lexus. And then they're like, okay, it's legit. How do I earn a car? Can I join you? I want to work the business. Okay, so as you're consistent, you will build belief and you'll build credibility, because people want to know that you're going to stick with it and that it's not just some sort of fly-by-night thing. So that's totally normal if they don't engage in your plexus posts. But kind of mixing up the posts that you do, so that maybe you do a plexus post, or maybe you do a post that you know is going to get a lot of engagement. So like finishing your degree, people love that. Okay, and then your next post, do a plexus post. Share something about your health testimony that would really resonate. Be vulnerable. Post a picture of yourself with it, right? People are going to see that and they're going to be intrigued. Maybe posting a question like, hey, what are you guys having for dinner tonight? Something to engage people on your Facebook wall. And then that algorithm, because of the way Facebook works, it'll put your next post into people's news feed. And the same thing goes as you're social on social media. So like as you're liking and commenting on people's posts, and if you private message people. So that's where the Doe app comes in so handy. So if you message 5 people a day, or you reach out 5 times, you know, your content will start popping up in those people's news feeds because you've connected with them. You're being social, and that's the gist with social media and Facebook, is they want to see that you're social, not just a stalker and then post every once in a while, you know. So yeah, that would be my 2 cents on that. But yeah, it does make sense. I feel like just learning how to work Facebook to our advantage. All right, I gotta go put kiddos to bed. My boys are still awake. So I'm gonna pop off here. Melinda, was there anything else that you wanted to say really quick?
No, I think just that I appreciate that everybody could come on tonight, and I really hope that everybody can make it at least for even an hour next weekend. If you can come over, that would just be wonderful at some point during the day. And just to be together. Like I really want us to be able to be together in the same space, because we have never as a team been able to do that. And there's some of you that I've never even met face to face, and that like kills me actually. So just to be together and just have community together, and have conversation. So I would love for you guys to be able to try to make it somehow, even for a little bit. And other than that, I'm just super humbled and so grateful for every single one of you. And I'm excited for April. So I think that's all.
Okay, you guys have a great night. I can get the recording to you guys. So if there's someone that didn't make it or had to pop off, we can get them that recording.
All right. Thank you, Megan.
Oh, here we go. Happy April. See you guys next weekend. Or this coming weekend, I should say. This weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, see ya.